Have you ever had an idea so big, so clear that you could see it working perfectly in your mind, but nobody around you could see it at all? Have you ever worked harder than anyone else, given everything, and watched someone else take the credit? Have you ever believed in something so deeply that you kept going even when the whole world told you to stop? If you have, then you already know something about this man. His name was Nikola Tesla, and his story is one of the most brilliant and most heartbreaking in all of human history. He powered the entire world and died alone, forgotten, with nothing. Serbia, the 10th of July, 1856. A summer storm tears across the sky. At exactly midnight, in the middle of lightning and thunder, a boy is born. The midwife looks at the storm outside and says, "This child will be a child of darkness." His mother looks up and says, "No, he will be a child of light." She had no idea how right she was. Nikola grew up in a small Serbian village. His father was a priest. His mother, though she never learned to read, could memorize entire books and build complex tools with her bare hands. Tesla inherited both: the discipline of his father, the brilliant hands of his mother. From the very beginning, he was different. His memory was photographic. He spoke 8 languages. He could calculate complex equations entirely in his head. Teachers thought he was cheating. Friends thought he was strange. But then when Nikola was 7, something happened that would drive him for the rest of his life. His older brother Dane, brilliant, beloved, the favorite of the family, died in a horse riding accident. Nikola was right there. He watched it happen. And for the rest of his life, he believed somehow it was his fault. From that moment, Tesla drove himself with a ferocity that frightened everyone around him. He studied 18 hours a day. He slept almost nothing. He pushed past every human limit, as if he was trying to be brilliant enough for 2 people, as if he was trying to earn the right to still be alive. At university in Graz, Austria, he saw a demonstration of a simple electrical machine, and something lit up inside him that never went dark again. He became obsessed with electricity, with the invisible force that could travel through air, through space, and move the world. His professors told him his ideas were impossible, that alternating current could never work. Tesla smiled and kept going. He had already seen it working perfectly, completely inside his own mind. In 1884, at 28 years old, he arrived in New York City with 4 cents in his pocket and a letter of introduction to the most famous inventor in the world, Thomas Edison. The letter said, "I know 2 great men. One is you. The other is this young man standing before you." Edison hired him immediately. Tesla went to work 20 hours a day, solving problems that had defeated Edison's entire team. And then Edison made him a promise: "Redesign my entire electrical system, make it work better, and I will pay you $50,000. $50,000 in 1884. A fortune beyond imagining. Tesla worked for months without stopping. He redesigned everything. He finished. He went to Edison and said, "It is done." Edison looked at him, smiled, and said, "Tesla, you don't understand American humor." I was joking. There was no $50,000. There had never been any $50,000. Tesla stood very still, then picked up his coat and walked out. And in the months that followed, the greatest electrical genius in the world dug ditches in the streets of New York for $2 a day. His hands, the same hands that had redesigned Edison's entire system, now broke ground in the dirt. He never complained, never explained, just kept going. Because inside that quiet, humiliated mind, he was still working, still building, still seeing it all perfectly in his head. A businessman named George Westinghouse found him, believed in him, funded him, and what followed was the greatest scientific battle in history. Tesla's alternating current AC against Edison's direct current DC. Edison was terrified. He knew Tesla's system was better, so he did something unforgivable. He traveled across America, electrocuting animals in public, using Tesla's AC current to make people afraid of it. Tesla watched in silence. He did not fight back with words. He fought back with science. In 1893, at the World's Fair in Chicago, Tesla lit up the entire exhibition. 100,000 light bulbs blazing in the dark. The crowd stood in silence, then erupted. They had never seen anything like it. Tesla had won. AC became the standard that still powers every home on Earth today. But Tesla wasn't finished. He had a bigger dream. A dream so enormous, the world wasn't ready for it. He wanted to give free electricity to every human being. Not sell it, give it. Transmit it wirelessly through the air, through the earth, to every corner of the planet. For free. Forever. He built Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island to make it happen. His investor was J.P. Morgan, the most powerful banker in America. And when Morgan understood what Tesla was actually building a system nobody could ever charge money for, he pulled every dollar. Immediately, "You can't put a meter on it," Morgan said. "There's no way to make money from something that flows free through the air." The tower was never completed, eventually torn down, sold for scrap metal, and Tesla, the man who had just given the world its power supply, was left with nothing. No money, no tower, no recognition. The patents that should have made him one of the wealthiest men in history had been signed away years before just to keep his work alive. He spent his final years alone in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel. He fed pigeons from his window every single day. He said they were his only real friends. On the 7th of January, 1943, a maid knocked on the door. No answer. She opened it. Nikola Tesla was gone. He died alone, in debt, almost completely forgotten by the world he had powered. The FBI seized his papers that same day. His research was classified. His name was removed from textbooks for decades. And yet right now, every electric motor on Earth uses his invention. Every radio signal, every wireless transmission, every power grid on the planet, all of it Tesla's. The world runs entirely on the work of a man it forgot while he was still alive, and now, more than 80 years after his death, his name is finally everywhere, on cars, on units of measurement, on the lips of scientists and dreamers all over the world. He was right. He was always right. The world just wasn't ready yet. And now I want to stop and talk to you directly, just you. Think about what you just heard. A man who lit up the entire world and died alone in the dark. A man who gave everything he had, every idea, every patent, every sleepless night, and received almost nothing in return. And here is what Tesla himself understood even at the very end. The value of what you build is not determined by whether the world recognizes it in your lifetime. Tesla knew his work was real. He knew it was true. He kept going anyway. Not for the reward, not for the money, not for the recognition. He kept going because the work mattered, because the world needed it, even when the world didn't know it yet. So I want to ask you something. What is the thing you believe in right now that everyone around you says is impossible? What is the dream you keep alive quietly, privately, alone, even when no one is watching? Don't stop. Please, don't stop. Tesla didn't stop, and because he didn't, you have light in your home tonight, power in your phone, electricity in every wall around you right now. The world may not see what you're building yet. That doesn't mean it isn't real. That doesn't mean it isn't exactly what someone somewhere desperately needs. Keep going. Build it anyway. Believe in it anyway. And if you want to hear stories like this every single week, subscribe. I'll be here waiting for you. Nikola Tesla wanted to light up the entire world. He did. He just never got to see it. Don't let that be your story. Keep going. See you soon.